the Queen City tonight at Charlotte Independence. It's Birmingham Legion FC, the second time they're playing within 7 days, but this one here in North Carolina. Tonight's game brought to you by AccuVision Eye Care, the official eye care provider of the Independence. With Devin Kerr, I'm Josh Eastern. We are here for Group G action a little bit later than we thought, but we are excited to be playing soccer here tonight. When we look at this Birmingham Legion side, they've been scoring a lot of goals here in the first opening few games, but it's been these two that have been key to that.
I think Tom Stone did a great job of keeping the core group of players, but it's the additions on the youthful side that he's really done well with himself. Bruno Lapa, Johnny Dean are the ones that I want to take a look at, and it's their relationship that they've been able to cultivate each and every time that they've stepped onto the pitch. Couple goals for each of them, couple assists more importantly, but it's the combination down on the right-hand side. So we're going to give you a look at a beautiful build-up play here. Watch this goal that they score against the Charlotte Independence. Now, Johnny Dean recognizes there's space to be had. He steps, gets the run going forward. Great ball by Slovenia. Now watch Bruno Lapa, top of the 18, wearing the 8 the entire time. He knows the only spot this ball can be put, Johnny Dean can put it on a platter for him, but he holds the run, just drops this back inside. Great distribution from the outside back, even better finish, and they've added some other quality products on the rookie side, but we'll get that to later.
On the other side, for Charlotte Independence, we talked with Mike Jeffries this week. He thinks this team is moving in the right direction.
Yeah, little steps here and there. You know, every time they get out, they get a little bit better, and this is a really good look. Season stats on the left-hand side compared to what they did against the Charleston Battery, every single metric is better. Shots on target, you're basically averaging about 3 coming into the game, so they bump every single one up. Most importantly, though, Josh, is you've got to find a way to get Dane Kelly going. This is the USL Championship all-time leading scorer. He's actually on the doorstep of hitting number 80. That could happen tonight. This was 79. He's got 2 on the season. You get him going, then you get confidence out of the likes of Derek Gebhardt, Sabella on the right, and of course, Enzo Martinez leaving from within. Dane Kelly, get him going early, get him going often. Recipe for success.
And Dane Kelly is tonight's Toshiba player to watch. Might we get goal number 80, as you mentioned tonight? Well, a little bit later than we thought because of lightning in the area, but we're ready to go from Charlotte right after this. Lineups and first kick coming up next from the Sportsplex at Matthews.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Building up to first kick here from Matthews, North Carolina. At Charlotte Independence, it's Birmingham Legion FC. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Adidas. Let's take a look at those starting lineups first for Mike Jeffries' side.
He does have the luxury of moving a couple pieces around here while also having the same players on the pitch. What do I mean by that? You can drop Junior Eto'o down in the midfield, Jake Arman as well, and allow Enzo Martinez to play in the 10. But you can also play him higher, get Gebhard going out on the left, Sabella on the right, and he'll just tuck Enzo down underneath Dane Killey. Regardless of what they decide to do, they did drop one even further in, made this a flat 4. Same back 4, no changes whatsoever for Mike Jeffries and the Charlotte Independents. Really like the season starting so far for Brendan Miller. They'd like to get even stronger. 2 changes for Tom Stone, and it's going to be up top. So Brian Wright, Rudolph Mensa will step into the helm on the attacking side of things. It's going to look like a diamond 4, also a restricted 4-3-3. Bruno Lapa will drop themselves down in. Again, more of a luxury here in 2020 for Tommy Stone. Back 4 stays the same. Cronali, Prosper Kasim. Now, Cronali can go out wide on the right, and Brian Wright can drop himself down in. Bruno Lapa can play a more restricted role. This is the ever-changing shape that they have the ability to do. It's starkly different than what went on in 2019.
And we are just about set to go. It's Birmingham in all red, it's Charlotte in all blue, and we are underway tonight as the sun finally peeking out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, both these teams, of course, in Group G. It's Birmingham at the top of this group, but Charlotte a chance to move into second place tonight. You know, that'll be really important for this side. They're in the second game of 3 straight home games. Mike Jeffries saying very important to get some points here at home. They're also trying to avenge that loss last week in Birmingham. It was a 4-1 win for the Legion, and they got going really early in that one. Dean got the first goal in the 5th minute. Nico Brett followed up with 2 goals. Bruno Lapa also got one in that game. But Mike Jeffries said they righted the ship just a little bit, getting a point over the weekend here at home against the Charleston Battery. Well, it's blue versus red tonight as this is played back for Brandon Miller. Devin Kerr, what are we looking for early on tonight?
The most important thing is a strong start for the Charlotte Independents. Easier said than done, right? Everybody always wants to have a quality start, but they just have come out slow every time. Most recently, that game against the Legion that you talked about, Josh, you dropped 4 goals, 2 on either side of the half. It's just so difficult to get back into it.
Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by Harris Teeter Fuel Points. What do we got?
It leads us right into it. Baby steps for the Charlotte Independents. You don't need to do all the crazy things well. Just put one foot in front of the other. And they showed us that against the Charleston Battery. They were the better team, to be fair. Scored both goals, of course, one being the own goal. But it was a quality step for Mike Jeffries' squad. And Birmingham Legion, you're in the span of 5 games in 15 days. Right now, go out, do your job. It's very much a wash, rinse, repeat type deal. Make sure that you just stick to your game plan. It's already a really good look at holding their shape. It is going to be that diamond-type shape in the midfield where Bruno Lapa will have the luxury of stepping up top high with the 3. At the same point in time, he'll come back in, help out Cronali, help out Kasim. The shape-shifting that they have been able to do so far to start the 2020 campaign.
A tackle coming in there on the far side. So trickle out for a throw-in. It's Birmingham coming off that 1-0 win at home against Atlanta United 2 over the weekend. They've been putting together some good results here in the early going. Just that one loss this season against North Carolina FC. That's when Akinyote picked up that red card. They went down to 10 men. There's a foul on the right wing, and this will be a free kick opportunity for Charlotte here right on the edge of the attacking third. They tried to go quick, but tonight's referee, John Matto, not having it.
I feel for him on this one. Space down in the corner. Loads to work with, could easily just let this go, and it is a bad challenge on the left side. Mikey Lopez knows he's on the wrong side of the ball. Valentin Sabella, quality combination playing between he, Joel Johnson, Enzo Martinez. Just watch this here. They have started to drop. Junior Eto'o just down underneath. Enzo Martinez comes a bit further back. It's a similar look to what we saw against the Charleston Battery. Gave them a bit more luxury in the midfield where he could maintain the tempo and pace of trying to get them going forward. You're asking him to stretch the game a bit more on those sometimes tired legs of his, but he's more than willing to put in the shift.
Mikey Lopez did pick up an early yellow card for pulling the jerseys you saw in the replay. And now a set-piece opportunity for Charlotte. It'll be the in-swinger going towards goal. And it's punched away by Van Oekel. Tracked down in the corner, Dane Kelly. He's gonna go for a goal, and it's a good save there at the near post by Van Oekel again. Scored from a similar angle over the weekend, Dane Kelly.
Number 80, just right around the corner, right, Josh?
It's right there.
Remember, even though he is the all-time USL Championship leading scorer, no person has eclipsed that 80 mark. In the pecking order, he can distance himself so some of his running mates. Of course, number 2, former Independence man, Jorge Herrera. Father Time finally stepping out after a glorious career here with the Independents.
There's Cronale. One of the 2 Cronale brothers, of course, playing tonight, Eli and Alex. Alex in central defense for the Legion. And both playing under Sasho Sarovsky at University of Maryland. Dean was continuing his run. Cronale will keep it. Here's Bruno Lapa dropping deeper, the Wake Forest man. A lot of pretty good college soccer programs represented with this Birmingham Legion side. Johnny Dean from UCF. Of course, a couple of Maryland, a Wake Forest.
Conveniently left out the UNC boys, huh?
It was just the first few at the top of my head.
Mikey Lopez and Carlos Zambrano might have something to say about
Absolutely. A long ball over the top for Dane Kelly. He'll bring this one down. Dean tracking back, and he'll win out. Of course, without the fans, we apologize for any language you might pick up tonight. Good move to find some space. And a long switch of field. Won't be able to be tracked down here on this near side by Gebhardt.
I want to see how much they go after that left side, Josh.
And tonight's injury report brought to you by Novant Health.
Just keep an eye. The reason I say Mathieu Laurent, there is one of their center back. Razak Cromwell still making his way back as well. And so you basically lose almost 3 center backs in the better course of a week when you had the red card of Bolo Akinyodio as well. And that's your prototypical holding midfielder. So they bring him to the back line. More than capable, it's just a different look. Mike Jeffries understands that. You pair him next to Mikey Lopez. You're looking at a midfielder by trade, gets moved to right back last year, did a fantastic job. Again, can he get the job done at left? Absolutely, and it's easier to move him than Johnny Dean. But that left side, a lot of questions to ask.
Cross coming in, it was missed there by Kelly. Siadu will come away with it, at least for the moment. Armin wins it back. Now Gebhardt. Martinez in the middle. Maybe an opportunity for Birmingham Legion now. A lot of space there on that left side. Lapa will keep it in. Lopez. Back for Lapa. It's been kind of a stop and start to this season for Charlotte. They haven't played a whole lot of games. They're already a quarter way into their season, though, with 4 games played. They played their first game on July 25th against Memphis. That was 2 weeks after the return to play for the USL Championship. And they didn't play again until Wednesday, August 5th. But now the games are really starting to come quick. They're going to play 4 games within 10 days. With 1 more this weekend against Memphis right here. For Kelly on the turn. Gebhardt made the run, but Kelly couldn't find him. Birmingham can play out. Trying to go right down the middle. Play back to Miller. He's under some pressure, just has to get rid of it, and he does. Some nervy moments there at the back.
Whole lot of trust in the distribution of your goalkeeper as well. I'm not sure I would have gone the same route. Look at the space here on the left now.
Comes Charlotte. Gebhard. His cross comes into the middle. Oh, was right there at the penalty spot for Kelly. Number 80, not too far away. This one just on the wrong side of the post.
One of the issues you run into if you are wearing a red jersey tonight, you're going to have to cover a load of ground. Eli Crognale tucking himself in. Johnny Dean getting on the wrong side of a 2v1 battle. It's a beautiful interchange by Charlotte Independence over there on the left. Just missing that finishing touch by Dane Kelly, but it will help him build some confidence. Just 10 minutes in, get the ball into him twice. That's not a bad start.
Stay connected, Brian. You're too way, far away, whichever side we go, Rudy. Something, Brian, something. I know. Good.
Long diagonal. Crognale making the run a little bit too far out in front. Look at Mike Jeffries. This is his team moving in the right direction. He was here. He felt like the team had to right the ship against Charleston over the weekend. Thought they maybe could have taken 3 points, just unable to in the end. Had about 10 minutes where they were playing up a man. Just couldn't quite find that winning goal in the end. And you feel like with the stop and start in this season, it might be difficult to find some rhythm, and that's what he said, but he thinks this team is moving in the right direction overall.
Josh, they want to make a run at this thing. 5 out of 6 at home. Not too shabby to help push you in the right direction.
Let's play to the end line, cut back into the middle, and quickly cleared away.
And you've got to do it, right? You start to turn the corner. Not taking anything away from the end of the season where they do have a few home games, but it becomes a little bit more touch and go. Of course, in group play, those little 6-point swings, super fun to watch play out. Let's watch them build. There's that right side we talked about. Good little shift over by Prosper Kasim. Mikey Lopez shuts the lane down, and then you go the other way. And the thoughts are there. Just check out the way that Bruno Lapa has given the luxury to roam. You and I were talking about it prior to coming on air. Wearing the 8 shirt for Birmingham Legion. Just is allowed to wander side to side. He picks out these little pockets. And it's really difficult as one of the midfield players, the Independents, to keep an eye on him because he does start to rotate so much. You'll see him sit just underneath Mensah on right. Then the next thing you know, he's out on the wing.
Harmon coming right down the middle, quickly cut off. Birmingham gained possession back, but you said that's a little bit different of a role than Lapa played in college.
The difference, the major one is his responsibility defensively, that he's not asked to compact as much once they do start to retreat. Now, that's not saying he doesn't play defense. For sure he does. But when he's playing under Bobby Muse at Wake Forest, they were traditional 4-2-3-1, and he played the 10. No ifs, ands, or buts. Stayed much more centrally located. Did he veer left and right? Absolutely. Did he make runs into the final third? Of course. But regularly, he was not venturing out of that comfort zone in the midfield. Now it's a little bit different. He's given the luxury to break those lines. So if you keep an eye on him, he'll drift all the way to one side and then immediately go back to the other. And the question is, Junior Eto, what is his responsibility in all that? Because he's dropped underneath Enzo Martinez and Jake Arbin, how much is he asked to go after that man mark? It's not going to be a man marking system by any means, but you can already see Bruno Lapa just on the far side coming all the way back across. If that ball doesn't get knocked up over the top, you're looking at a 2v1 with he, Brian Wright, and then Prosper Kasim can help out as well.
A lot of good young talent on this Birmingham Legion side. Mensah was continuing his run. Received on the edge of the area. Crognale was calling for it. Instead, Lopez makes the overlapping run. Won back by the Independents. It's always interesting to see games play out early on, but especially with teams that have played each other twice within a week. Like Jeffrey said, you kind of remember those tackles a little bit better. You remember all those challenges. Of course, some revenge has got to be on the mind as well, especially in the fashion that Charlotte dropped that game 4-1 on the road. We're going to see that a lot throughout this season based on the 16-game schedule and group play. Teams are going to get very familiar with each other. Roberts going over the top, and he was fouled.
And they were never in that one, Josh. Down 2-0, 11 minutes in. Already better than the last result, right?
Absolutely.
Something to build upon. It's all you need if you're the Independents.
Johnny Dean.
Find that gap. Brian, stay connected.
The best chance of the match so far coming from Dane Kelly. Just missing that left corner. It was the wrong side of the post. I feel like goal number 80 just knocking on the door of it. A lot of time on the ball as well for Birmingham early in this match. See you do. And one back. Now it's Kelly all alone up top. Couldn't really go forward. Now here comes Charlotte. Valentin Sabella losing out just at the top of the box.
Bruno, don't come so deep. Find the pockets in between that. Mostly on the weak side, you might find them, right?
You can hear that coaching, looked like from Tom Sohn there on the sideline talking to Bruno Lapa.
Come on, Rudy! Rudy! Here! Rudy! Here!
Seems like we're on the training ground.
Phenomenal direction being given by Tom Sohn on the far side right now. He's telling Bruno Lapa, you want to have some fun? Go ahead, stretch the game a little bit for us. You run the risk in the midfield, but the way that Crognale and Kasim are covering the space right now, I have no issue with it. The only concern is on the outside when you allow Johnny Dean and Mikey Lopez to play that high line. The quick little counter in behind, that's where the Independents have started to find a little space, but this is who he wants on the ball, Bruno Lapa. Start weaving this side to side, and if you are going to push him high, Asiadu has no problem helping out Akinyoti, Crognale. That gives you a makeshift three, and they're quick enough in transition on defense to drop back and help. That's why they do allow Lapa to do so much. And they go again.
Mensah cutting in field. Mensah all the way into the box, going down. The referee waves it away. Quick decision there from tonight's referee, John Matto. Independence fans, if you're looking for a place for your kids to play soccer, the Charlotte Independent Soccer Club has entry-level rec programs all the way to nationally competitive programs. Visit independentsoccer.club for all the information. Disagreement there with who got the throw-in, but it'll go to Birmingham. Of course, Birmingham Legion just in their second year of existence, but I feel like this group is a good core to lead into the future, both on the field and off the field. Tom Sohn, of course, Jay Heaps, the president and general manager. When you start a soccer club, you feel like those are two good guys to lead your club into the future.
Quality shape defensively for the Independents right now. It's a good look at what both teams are trying to do differently with the outside backs and Dean and Lopez willing to get so high Very different what you're seeing in the blue jerseys from the Independents. Vic Lacroix, Joel Johnson, keeping the game in front of them, staying back, keeping a nice quality shape in that flat back four.
Just on the outside of the box, Lapa keeps it moving. Cronali just couldn't get there in time. And it's put out for a goal kick.
We're not seeing the same thing out of the midfield though, Josh. Derek Gebhard, Valentin Sabella struggling right now with the overlapping runs. It's easy to go right from the outside, come right down the middle. You spread the space and just a little long ball over the top, the flick, and then you go. Look at all the space in the middle open up. Joel Johnson has to come all the way back over. Jake Garman, Enzo, and Junior Eto got to start having a conversation about tracking these runners. Fortunately enough, Derek Gebhard able to track all the way back. But again, Eli Cronali, as compressed as he is in the midfield, Tom Schoen has shown us so far in 2020 that he's willing to let him step outside. That was a good look at it.
A lot of room for Johnny Dean on the near side. Him and Nico Brett, team of the week. That's a foul. This will be in a good spot for a free kick for the Legion. There's Eto committing the infraction. Eli Cronali has been all over this right side early on.
He's appealing for a card right here. Can't necessarily say I blame him. Little turnover, Eto just clips that back foot. It's the one-on-one with Hugh Roberts. Aaron Mon caught out as well. Tom Stone on the sideline, feeling that the decision should be a yellow card as well. Dangerous position though. Right center of the goalkeeper, 4 on the wall. Perfect spot for a left footer. You get cheeky with the right as well and go on the short side. Good setup by Brandon Miller. You got to trust your wall on this one. Play the angles game.
It's Kasim and it's Lapa. He'll just clip this one in. It's headed down. Sabella just got enough of a touch on it to knock it away. And Lapa picks it right back up as the argument continues for a card. This one headed towards goal, right into the arms of Brandon Miller.
It doesn't matter. It's still a yellow. It doesn't matter. I see what we're influencing now. I see it. Don't talk to me then. Go back over easy.
The argument's still continuing. In the Legion technical area.
Tuck in, tuck.
Enzo Martinez playing it wide again. Cross coming in towards Gebhard. He brings it down off the chest. The shot was blocked. Knows that was an opportunity there for Derek Gebhard.
Look for it, Pete. Pete, we're live.
Gebhard made 24 appearances last year overall, 6 with OKC Energy, 18 with El Paso, including 2 goals scored for the Locomotive. For Armin.
The ideas are there, just a bit slower in terms of the rate of play for the Independents. A bit more movement out of Jake Armin in the midfield, well done. There's the rotation by Enzo Martinez. Notice how deep he is coming back. Same thing we saw against the Charleston Battery. Asking a bit more out of him when he does start to stretch the game going forward. Jake Armin has to recognize that if Enzo drops that much, he's got to cover.
Eto, look at that room in the middle to run. Play it wide for Gebhard. Lacroix making a run. Gebhard getting back to his left, going down to the box. It's cleared away. Martinez wins it right back. Gebhard is still down in the box as play continues through Martinez. Armin keeps it moving. Eto. Gebhard still down. Valentin Sabella And it looks like now the referee will have a moment to stop play. I was wondering when they were going to do so, as Gebhardt took a pretty hard challenge there in the box, and he is in some pain.
Ryan, Rudy, come here.
Quality build up by Charlotte Independence and a great recovery on the backside by Johnny Dean. And it all did come from that rotation. Watch how deep Enzo Martinez comes. Armin steps a little bit. Even better, Junior Eto. Okay, let's go. Transitional, go the other direction. Look at all the space on the left-hand side open up. Said the wing play was going to prove quite nicely for the Independents if they can go quickly. But how about Johnny Dean? Little one-on-one, gets the body out in front. Shoulder charge. Two guys doing battle. Just gets his leg caught up underneath him. It's not a foul. Just a lot of that weight dropping down as they both went to ground. Good build up. Quality defending.
Tom Sohn able to talk to his team during this injury timeout.
Yeah, they're hitting that hydration break, right? Getting close to it anyway. Take a little drink.
Yeah,
4 minutes before the next drink.
Exactly.
The drink before the drink. Fair enough. Not a good look for Derek Gebhardt.
I wonder if Mike Jeffries might have to turn to his bench this early. Of course, the 5 substitutions in those 3 windows. Gebhardt in his second stint here with the Independents. 2018, 6 appearances and a goal. That's not a good sight as he is helped off. And there might be a sub upcoming here for the Independents.
7 for 27?
Sounds like Ray Ortiz will be the one to come on.
Yeah, it's going to be 7 for 27 on a substitute. Charlotte substitution.
So it's Ray Ortiz coming on, the 23-year-old.
No,
He's on loan this season from FC Cincinnati. He'll make another appearance for the Independents.
He's not on. Go ahead. He's not ready. You start. He's not ready yet. Start. You drop ball. Drop
All right, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Here comes Ortiz.
7th minute, we have 7 for 27.
Good.
29th overall pick by Cincinnati.
Good pedigree under Ray Ortiz. He's a Galaxy boy. Had a handful of appearances as a youth player, academy prospect back in the day prior to his departure to the Portland Pilots. An opportunity for him to continue his professional career, albeit this time at the senior level. Always kind of turn your head at that situation where you have a Galaxy youth player, plays for the Timbers U23s collegiately, all the way out in Portland for school, and then Cincinnati picks him up. This is something there that either one of the clubs felt like maybe it wasn't the right option for them. Of course, drafting order as well. He can fly on the wing, though. Really great at dropping the ball down into the interior. Good in one-on-ones, but he loves to cut in. Extremely technical on it, and the minute you give him that little window, brings it back inside. Great with his footwork, opens up a lot of opportunities for himself.
Armin wins it back. Kelly brought down. Referee says all ball and play on. Now played right down the middle. Johnson sliding in to knock it away. Comes Bruno Lapa. Going for a goal. It's right at Miller. You can see Bruno Lapa all over the field tonight already for Birmingham.
How good is that step by Crognale on the back line, though? What a tackle right at the top of the 18. Tom Sohn calls him his gentle giant. Says he's real quiet off the field, but
that's a crunching tackle.
He leads by example for sure once he steps onto the pitch. It takes some kind of confidence as well. Going in that hard, right around your goal mark. It's so easy to get those situations wrong, Josh. I've been there. I've been on the wrong side of it. And the right side is obviously exactly where Alex Crognale stands up there. Timing, vision, all of it comes into play.
The offside flag going up. Charlotte Independence able to hold their line. Now a toe right down the middle for Sabella on the right side. Oh, Van Okel able to stop it at his near post. Of course, this game was delayed about a half hour for weather. I'm hoping we can avoid that through the rest of the night, but we'll see how that shakes out. Here's Armin, coming right down the middle again. Armin all the way through, getting his legs tangled up. Crognale, another good challenge. A half hour gone. Down this right side, a little bit too far for Johnny Dean. He's been up and down this right flank. And it looks like we'll get to our first half hydration break tonight here in Charlotte. Nothing to split the two sides to the opening half hour. Who do you feel is the happier of the two managers so far, if any?
Knowing the expectations set forth by Birmingham Legion, Tom Stone's going to ask a bit more out of Rudolph Mensah and Brian Wright up top. They've been good, not great. Still think that the Charlotte Independents are getting better. You know, they've grown throughout the season, grown throughout this game as well. And you're pretty much looking at a 50-50 right now. Good tackles, some half glimpses at goal.
Of course, Charlotte in the middle of 3 straight home games. They'll have Memphis over the weekend back at home, or they head out to Miami a week after that. And there's that tackle again by Crognale. Just timing it right.
What a phenomenal tackle by Crognale, all the way back across him. To leave his legs, this one, just the outstretched leg. Look at this. Don't mind if you do. Beautifully done by Alex Crognale on the back line. This center back, what a pickup this has been for Tom Stone. Columbus Crew guy, gets lost in translation of shorts, can't necessarily break through first under Greg Berhalter prior to his departure to the national team. And once Caleb Porter comes in, he got sent on loan in 2018 to Orange County. Same sentiment in 2019 for a bit to Martin Rennie in Indy 11. Loved playing on that back three. Then an opportunity recalled towards the end of the year. Saw him more regularly. But the appearance is going to be the key thing for Alex Crognale. Maintain that confidence. Being quiet sometimes. You need to make sure you're getting those repetitions. That's a good representation. Why? Reads the game so well.
Making his 7th start of the season tonight. It's hard to believe just one more match played for Birmingham and they're halfway done. They are in control of Group G right now. With a win tonight, Charlotte can hop over North Carolina. Memphis is at the bottom right now. Well, coming in tonight, it was Charlotte and Memphis both with 5 points. Here comes Birmingham into the attack. Looks like that did go out for a throw-in. Fans, if you're coming to town for a match, the Hyatt Place downtown is the perfect place to stay. Located in uptown Charlotte, you'll find plenty of dining and entertainment for your pregame and postgame festivities. And Kelly on the turn couldn't quite keep it.
Just goes the wrong way. That's the missing link up top right now. Brian Wright starts to check down into the channel. Rudolph Mensa makes the same run. And a shot by his manager, Tom Stoney, said, Johnny, I like the idea because he is looking for that back post run. That's where the appropriate one goes. You peel one way, I'll go the other. Unfortunately, both strikers get right down into the same spot.
Waugh will start this attack. Now Johnson on the far side. Coming into the middle, on the turn, right into the box. The ball will trickle just past the post again, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Dane Kelly, and a bit of a collision there with Van Oekel.
The two pretty massive bodies colliding in the box. Dane Kelly getting free once again. Really expected him to do better here. For all the praises we've sung of Crognale, gets turned around, and the ball just gets caught up underneath his feet right there. Little touch, trying to come all the way across his body. Instead, it just velcros himself to the right foot of Dane Kelly. Wanted it on the left. Matt Van Oekel able to get enough pressure on him.
Like Van Oekel may have injured himself in that collision.
Rudy! Yes! Now Brian's on. Now Brian!
Over the top for Wright. Oh, and a heavy touch. We'll send this back to Miller.
Hey, John, you gotta call the game. I see lightning. I see lightning.
And you could hear on our field mics, I heard lightning. There was the whistle. We might be headed into another weather delay. Remember, this game was delayed 30 minutes because of lightning before we got started, and it seems like that's where we're headed once again. On the players walking off the field, we assume this will be at least a 30-minute delay as we had before the game.
He's not happy with the last challenge on him, huh? Little limp in Matt Van Oekel's step.
He's either mad about that or he's mad that he has to leave the field right now.
Tell him to get in line. Everybody's starting to feel the same way.
Yeah, no,
It's hard to get in a rhythm as a player, too. In, out, in, out.
stop for 30 minutes.
And they're not fun. You're going to have another seat for at least 30 minutes. That's the most recent lightning strike. Go back in. Your body gets tense. Start to chill up a little bit. Got to keep yourself warm. And mentally, it takes a toll on you.
Well, we are another weather delay here in Charlotte. It's Birmingham Legion 0. It's Charlotte Independence 0. We'll talk to you in hopefully about a half-hour weather delay here in Charlotte. Well, that's a sight you like to see, players back out on the field as we are just about set to get back underway from the Sportsplex at Matthews tonight. 0-0 between Birmingham Legion and Charlotte Independence. Devin Kerr, Josh Eastern back with you. We are about 9 minutes until halftime, and we are back underway after about a 36-minute weather delay. We've already had a delay of 30 minutes prior to the start, so we're up over an hour of delays. But here we are in the 37th minute, no score. And we hope to just continue the rest of this game without any more interruptions. So, of course, it's Charlotte in blue, it's Birmingham in red. Best couple of chances coming for Charlotte in the early going. Now we'll see what transpires here in the 9 minutes or so before we get to halftime. Now here's Johnny Dean trying to start an attack for Birmingham. He'll continue his run. Miller off his line. A shout for penalty, instead out for a goal kick.
Beautiful step by Brandon Miller coming off his line here. Shouts from the sideline, but never going to happen on the challenge of Rudolph Mensa. Great opportunity going into the dressing room in this situation, Josh. Both these coaches can have a conversation with their players and figure out what was working and where they need to start to make some changes. Independence on the width of the field need to be more cognizant of where the pressure's coming from.
Here's Lapa, saved by Miller, pushes it aside and out for a corner kick.
That's one of the ones that has been pushing that magical red button to get this team going. Bruno Lapa allowed to do so much for this team. Some of the extension we talked about, quick little peel off, look up, rough angle, nice pace behind the ball. Once again, another quality save by Brandon Miller.
The Chick-fil-A corner kick. Cross sent in again. Roberts there to head it away. This will send it back to Charlotte. What's the biggest adjustment coming off another long delay, 30 minutes?
Well, mentally, you have to make sure that you're so careful to not make any quick mistakes. You're going right back into halftime, right? So come out, go through the motions for 8 minutes is the last thing you want to do. You want to make sure that you set some sort of tempo right now. And you're starting to see that from the Legion. High pressure going right after this game. Still keeping an eye on the midfield right now, though, with Junior Eto, Armin, and the relationship that is occurring with Enzo Martinez. Nice little triangle from those three. Finding a way to step forward. Right before the delay, they were doing well. Love the little interchange between the two, and I'd like to see this man, Ray Ortiz, get him on the ball a bit more. Too flashy to not be involved in the play going forward.
Cross comes in and knocked away. Of course, Ray Ortiz coming on, I guess, a few game minutes ago for Derek Gebhard, who came off with looked like a knee injury of some sort after he was down in the box for quite a few minutes as play continued. There's a heavy foul as Ortiz goes down. It'll be a free kick for Charlotte on this near side. Eli Cronali commits the foul. He's been pretty active in the opening 39 minutes.
They do have the left foot of Valentin Sabella standing up over it alongside Enzo Martinez. Loads of space to work with on the near post. Anybody wants to start to challenge. Wonder if there's any sort of stunt that you can run. Long peeler to the back. And even a secondary ball if you want to get real tricky with it. To play one into the top bodies and lob something just dropped into the top of the 18. Jake Armin laying and waiting.
Sabella runs away. Martinez, a low ball driven in. It wasn't really a blue jersey there at the near post. Now a foot race for this one. Lacroix will knock this back for Miller. Some pressure here at the back from Birmingham. Roberts. Good little dummy to find some space. Some options in the middle. Martinez making the run at the back post. Sabella still coming forward. Van Oekel makes the save. He was going all himself. There's Kasim. Gets around Martinez. Well, it seems like Birmingham has gotten into some good spots, but once they get to the edge of that 18-yard box, they've ran out of luck.
Some of the decision-making in general when they are attacking forward, Josh, just moments ago, give you an idea of we're just lacking that finishing touch, not just the 18, but you start to pivot this all the way to the right side. Johnny Dean had loads of space to work with on this right flank, but they never release it. 2 extra passes, the next thing you know, the lane's shut down. That's sort of been the entire process that the Legion have gone through here in the first half. Good ideas, just lacking the execution, letting the Independents hang around as well.
A long diagonal ball into that corner. Dane Kelly, oh, he looked like he might have run into Ortiz. Kelly will get it back and saved again by Van Oekel. Well, the Independents starting to grow into this game, at least in the attack. Fans, make sure you tune in to the home match on August 15th against Memphis 901 FC. That match will be presented by our friends at Smoothie King. All games can be seen, of course, on ESPN+. There's Lacroix. Johnson. He'll keep this one in play, providing width tonight for the Independents. Keeps it moving for Martinez. His cross is headed towards goal and out of play.
Like this step on the far side by Mikey Lopez, but he's got to be careful. After the first challenge comes, overlapping runner continues forward. That's where you have to allow the help of Prosper Kasim to take over. Quick little chat after the first little knock, and then you go the other way, follow the runner. Very fortunate they didn't get themselves into trouble, Legion, on that far side.
Looks like Van Oekel is good to go after he went into that lightning delay. It looked like he was hobbled by something. Good chance to maybe get some treatment real quick, and looks to be okay. Cronali to Cronali. Akanyode. Here's Kasim, working in tight spaces, able to find Lapa. Kasim. Playing it wide for Dean. His cross, a little bit too tall. This one will skip out for a throw-in.
Come on over. Bruno, squeeze it.
As we get into stoppage time. This ball's played out to Ray Ortiz here on the near side. Ortiz going one-on-one. His shot, ooh, a big deflection. Van Oekel would not have been able to take that near post, and luckily for him, it went out for a corner kick. We're getting 5 minutes of additional time.
Starting to punch back, right? Just before halftime, you're seeing a glimpse, and there is the tactical display of Ortiz. That's got the far post picked out the entire time. Once again, Alex Cronali stepped up, right place, right time. The center back has made a few quality late tackles.
Stood up towards the back post. Roberts back into the middle. And into the waiting arms of Van Oekel. Got great deals on fan gear right now at charlotteindependence.com. Jerseys, hats, t-shirts, scarves. We got everything on sale now for 30% off. You can also pre-order your own washable Independence face mask. A minute gone here with a minimum of 5 minutes at the end of this first half. Stop and start first half, of course, with the weather delay. Dean looking to get it right back. Cronali, he was knocked down in midair. It's out for a throw-in. Charlotte looking to go quickly here. It's Ortiz. Dean tracking back. Well done there from Johnny Dean, getting into position.
The difference coming out of the back with Alex Cronali compared to Bolo Akinyoti. Akinyoti, of course, your central midfielder, more than willing to step up into the space. Alex Cronali just pumps the brakes a little bit here, which slows that long ball coming out of the back from Eli Cronali, his brother. Conversely, on the left-hand side, we saw it about 25 minutes in, Josh, where beautiful little step by the center back, and then they went quickly in transition. Opens up much faster. When they have gone direct, it's been a much better look for the Legion so far.
A lot of space for Lacroix. He keeps himself on side. Lacroix cutting in field towards the top of the box, coming through traffic. Van Oekel makes the save. Van Oekel's been tested a few times here in stoppage time. There's Bruno Lapa. Mikey Lopez on the overlap. Lopez cross in and headed away by Roberts. Such a big presence in the middle for Charlotte. And out for another goal kick. Be a bit of a frustrating night so far for Bruno Lapa.
The efficiency that we've seen from the attacking midfielder. Definitely traveling by the wayside so far. Of course, very difficult to get into a rhythm, Josh, when you're dealing with everything that's gone on tonight. Multiple weather delays. Slow start and come back. It's asking a lot of these players. Still are professional and have a job to do. An excellent opportunity here for both of these teams. Of course, Charlotte Independence can actually leapfrog into the second spot with the result.
Long cross into the middle. And the whistle will go the other way, as Lopez was there defending, and player down in the box for Charlotte as Birmingham wanted to play quickly.
Not only did he grab this up over the top, let's see if this drops right on his hand. Don't mind if you do. Good catch. Well done by Mikey Lopez to apply just the tiniest bit of pressure on the backside of Valentin Zabella when he comes inside. Again, both these teams, some ideas starting to matriculate forward, but just really lacking the overall touch that you're looking from some top-class finishes so far. You have seen a few for Dane Kelly and Sabella. Can't really say the same for Brian Wright and Mensa, can we?
Nope.
Again, good movement, about 70% of the field. The problem is what was going on for Tom Sohn in the opening 5 minutes when he was asking for Mensa and Wright to get back on the same page. Same thing, when Lapa is off, that makes it more difficult. Have to find a way to start to connect the dots there. And if you're Mike Jeffries, said take baby steps, you're starting to continue to do the same thing. You're finding a quality rhythm here. Find the balance on both wings, get Dane Kelly going, and you'll be just fine.
Well, we played 36 minutes. We stopped for 36 minutes. We played for about 15 minutes, and we'll stop again for 15 minutes before we get back for the second half. There was a weather delay in the middle there, and still nothing to split these two sides tonight in Charlotte. A big 45 minutes upcoming. Can Birmingham Legion extend their lead at the top of Group G, or can Charlotte leap into second place? Big 45 minutes upcoming, but it's halftime tonight in Charlotte.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
No matter where this summer takes you, you'll save on quality fuel getting there with 2 times the fuel points from Harris Teeter. Right now through September 1st, for every $1 you spend with your Vic card, you get 2 fuel points. Plus, for every qualified prescription or vaccine you get at our pharmacy, you get 100 fuel points. That's 2 times the fuel points. Save up to $1 per gallon on quality fuel at Harris Teeter Fuel Centers or participating BP stations all summer long with Harris Teeter Fuel Points.
Tonight's game is presented by AccuVision Eye Care, the official eye care provider of the Independents. 0-0 at halftime here from the Sportsplex at Matthews. 0-0 between the Independents and Legion FC. Well, it's been a busy week in the USL Championship. Let's go back and take a look back at what transpired. And this in Louisville, this was a pretty big result. This one headed back in. And a pretty good goal there for John Hackworth's side.
Speedy Williams all the way to the back post. And you know what? You think, okay, right, game, set, match. Louisville City's finally going to take down Indy 11 at home. Not the case. He is a bad, bad man. Tyler Pasher. But how about the ball from Andrew Carlton? Whips this in. Phenomenal finish by those two boys up top.
And then in Memphis, this was a big one between Memphis and North Carolina FC. That's a beautiful finish.
Don't mind if you do. How good is this? Rotation all the way to the outside. Hakeem Ward, former DC United and Loudoun product. Nice little finish to the upper corner. It's actually a nomination for one of the goals of the week.
And there is Robbie Mertz getting it done for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds against New York Red Bulls 2. They seem to be in control of their group out east.
Not fun for Red Bull 2. Not fun tonight either. They actually had their goalkeeper Lapsley, Wallace Lapsley, go out in the opening 15 minutes. They lost 4-1 in that match. And you kind of had some teams around the league turning your head this week. St. Louis FC coming off that late draw against Sporting Kansas City 2, thinking, okay, can you find some rhythm? FC Tulsa has other ideas. They remain unbeaten.
A big game tonight with San Antonio FC. This was Christian Pirano. I think he is my favorite player to watch in this league right now.
Easily, especially from a young standpoint. Young player of the year, could go back-to-back. You stay healthy. Enjoy him while you can, because he will not be around the league this long. But this is a big one, right? Everybody was talking about New Mexico United and Phoenix Rising. Amanda Moreno, Romeo Parks, what a finish this was. The victory would definitely be short and not very sweet as Phoenix Rising got back on track They turned up the tempo to the tune of 5 goals, 3 by Flemo, Junior Flemings, into the back of the net. They would go on and win 5-2. That is a fun rivalry that everybody will look to see again in the near future.
Phoenix Rising gets a big win in Group B. But of course, it would be a hat trick for Junior Flemings. And how about the big man getting in on the action? AJ Cochran. It's his name on the score sheet as well for Phoenix Rising. So it's halftime here in Charlotte. During this time in our community, we'd like to thank the frontline workers at Harris Teeter for keeping our family and team fed. It's halftime here between Charlotte Independence and Birmingham Legion FC. More coming up right after this.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Dr. George Champus from Northwestern and U.S. Soccer's Chief Medical Officer joins me. The protocols that were created in the case of the USL Championship and USL League One takes well over 50 pages to document. Describe the USL Championship's particular return to play and the role that you played in helping to craft those guidelines.
Yeah, obviously the credit goes to USL. The credit goes to USL, their owners, all the staff, really putting in the work, getting on calls multiple times a week with other leagues, but also recognizing that all the leagues can't be the same, and all recognizing that the elements are different for each of them. And I think it's important to touch on that because it's important for us to be able to create a mitigation strategy, layers of protection that our players are comfortable with, that our public are comfortable with, while respecting the virus. So USL has done a tremendous job. They've invested a lot of time and energy consulting with others to be able to put this forth. Hopefully I was a conduit and someone who provided, that medical expertise and brought everybody together. And if we can all come out of this safe and be able to show a model, not only for sport, but for public, that would be a great outcome.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Halftime here in Charlotte between Charlotte Independence and Birmingham Legion FC. Let's take you around the USL once again. Some news and notes from the USL Championship this past week. Season in full gear, and there's a change already in Miami. The Miami FC appointing Paul Dalglish back to the head coach position.
Nelson Vargas dropped his opening 3, and to be fair, it just wasn't the great overall product that was being put onto the field. Opening 45 minutes against the Rowdies was better. Unfortunately, some pretty poor mistakes down the stretch forced the hand of the club. Tampa Bay Rowdies, San Antonio FC. These have to be right now, you don't want to say the front runners, but some of the best that we've seen play that are unbeaten. Remember that. I said unbeaten because Indy 11 is still the best product that I've seen so far.
And then halfway home, it's hard to believe we're already at that point. As we take a look at the standings presented by Duckworths, it's Birmingham Legions right now. You feel like to lose, but North Carolina with a few games in hand.
Still a lot of work to be done, and the key factor is obviously neither one of the other teams in this group doing battle tonight. You have to look to the weekend. 901 FC will travel to Charlotte, and things get a little bit more interesting. Birmingham Legion on short rest, as we mentioned, 5 games in 15 days, 1 every 3. Difficult schedule is going to North Carolina FC. They'll be at Wake Mat at 7 o'clock.
As we take a look at the upcoming schedule, brought to you by Hyatt Place, an Indy 11 Pittsburgh game. That one in Pittsburgh was a whole lot of fun.
It'll be the big one for sure. Hartford Athletic and Red Bull 2, by the way. Red Bull 2, the way things that are going for them, and not in a good way, they could be knocked out of this real quick. You're looking at a Hartford Athletic team that can push their lead on Red Bull 2 to 9 points and a game in hand.
Wow.
With 10 games to go for Hartford Athletic. Go figure.
Well, that could be pretty impressive and a pretty big turnaround for them as well. So take a look at the scoreboard presented by Da Vinci Jets. Going back to the weekend, and we talk about New York Red Bulls losing that one in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. They did get a big win along with Birmingham Legion over Atlanta United 2.
I'll give you a little shot of what's going on right now. How about the fact that Loudon went on the road to Red Bull 2, took them down 2-1, and the Rowdies are up 1-0 in the 73rd minute against Atlanta United 2. That was an interesting matchup last time. Red card came into it. They couldn't get it until the tail end of it. Neil Collins feels a bit better about their performance so far.
And FC Tulsa and San Antonio FC also 0-0 at halftime. And it is 0-0 here in Charlotte as well between the Independents and Legion FC. Highlight stats in the second half coming up shortly.
What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great clips. It's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good is when your haircut costs less. Great is when it still meets high standards. At Great Clips, you'll always get the haircut you want for less. And with our easy online check-in app, you'll save time too. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled. As soon as you bite into them, you're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Hey, I'm Giovanni, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is that they're perfectly breaded. There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Highlights of the first 45 minutes between Charlotte and Birmingham. We start in the 10th minute. Opportunities would come for the home side.
A bit delayed, right, in terms of the movements going forward. I still think when you look at the overall product that has been put on so far, neither team very clinical whatsoever. Dane Kelly had 2 opportunities. We also saw two on the far side with Valentin Sabella cutting in, and it was a good look for him. Brian Wright and Rudolph Mensah have to do better here. The relationship up top has not been great. This was one of the best looks you had. Notice how Wright drifts over, Mensah comes underneath. Then you get Lapa going. Again, the back post run isn't the best, but it's a really smart interchange between the front four that you start to move forward. Kasim started to do the same on the left-hand side as well. And this is probably the best opportunity of all. Watch how you drift this in. Joel Johnson comes all the way outside. That's what I was talking about. Look at Sabella asking for it on the near post. It's a lead, but you get a miscommunication between Ortiz and Dane Kelly. The better look here is for Dane Kelly. Full volley coming across his body, it's easy. Ortiz gets in his way. That just comes down to communication. It's the start-stop nature that we've had to deal with in the opening 45 minutes as well, Josh.
As we take a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Brightway Insurance. It's been pretty even across the board in terms of possession, but all of the chances have really come for the home side.
There's an overload on the right side as well for the Charlotte Independents. Derek Gebhard really started to drift into this game nicely. Unfortunately, went down with an injury. The minute that he stepped off, that was the 28th, if I'm not mistaken, Ray Ortiz comes in. I'm still waiting for him to show us something. Now, I understand that we also had a stoppage of play in there, but you have to find a way to go tit for tat on the left and the right. Birmingham Legion are too good defensively. They'll break you down if you're only showing one card.
Well, we played for 36 minutes, we stopped for 36 minutes, and we played for about 10 minutes plus stoppage time, and then we stopped again for 15 minutes for halftime, but we're hoping to play this 45 minutes straight out. You can see the sub. Nico Brett has come on for Rudolph Mensa. That sub brought to you by Smoothie King. Nico Brett in his first season here with Birmingham, last 2 seasons with Pittsburgh. Big-time goal scorer, 17 goals in league play in 2019, 15 in 2018. A heavy challenge coming in right at midfield.
Get her shape, Prosper. Prosper, get her shape.
It's Ortiz who was shaken up. Remember, Gebhard already came off.
They get tangled up real quick. Look at this. Little late drift. Catches that knee of Ray Ortiz. Cronale coming in.
And Eli Cronale will have his name taken.
And most people at home will probably wonder why. It's not the one challenge. It's the 4th time that he's gotten himself into trouble. Agree with it or not, he's on the forefront of the referee's mind.
In the 47th minute, the yellow card has been shown to Birmingham Legion FC.
So Cronale into the book. He's been very active on the right for Birmingham. Joel Johnson trying to turn the corner. Joel Johnson lays it off. Sabella's in the middle. And Van Oekel, a brave effort to step in and take it away.
Valentin Sabella opened up a couple opportunities for himself, going all the way back to the Florida Soccer Soldiers, which allowed him the chance to step in on trial with the Independents and eventually sign for plays like this. But you can't get away with some of those same cheeky little moves at this level. Notice how quickly Van Oekel comes off his line, closes that down. First touch, back of the net, and you've got yourself a goal. Instead, great save by Van Oekel.
Van Oekel's been called into duty quite a few times already in this match so far. He's been up to the challenge each and every time. Asiadu. Cronale and for Dean. There's Bruno Lapa. Keeps it moving. Ball coming in, flick back. Oh, that was nice, but the offside flag comes up. Aside from being a proven goal scorer, what do you think Nico Brett provides for this Birmingham Legion side in the second half?
Just answered your own question, young man. No, I mean, when you know what he's capable of in and around the box, and when you talk to, whether it be Son or Mike Jeffries, real simple, everybody tried to sign this guy in the offseason. It was no secret that the opportunity was there for him to, maybe step out of the shadow that was Bob Lilly. I don't mean that in a negative sense. I spent a lot of time with him.
Oh, he gets dragged down, an appeal for penalty, and the referee waves it away. Now Legion trying to start an attack. Dean continuing his run. He regains his footing, keeps possession. Enzo Martinez steps in to intercept. Let this game start to open up just a little bit. There's Sabella once again.
Connected again.
Armin looked like he slipped on the ball. Martinez. putting Mikey Lopez in a spin cycle, and then Martinez putting the ball out of play.
The argument from the switch here by Ray Ortiz coming over to the right side now, and Sabella on the left on the quick little flip around. He said, here, just play the simple one right to me. That's a difficult. He gets a little tug on the arm, but it's not enough to point to the spot.
Okay. He sold it well. I'll give him that.
He's definitely looking for it for sure.
Martinez. Joel Johnson continuing his run. Cross stood up towards the back post. Kelly not quite there in time, but he'll keep it alive for Charlotte. Arman. Looking to get a cross away. He goes down, but out for another goal kick. Independence fans, make sure you tune in to ESPN Plus for our August 23rd game against the Miami FC. The match starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Look at how high the line is right now, though. Jake Arman coming all the way up top, Tim Kelly in, and Enzo Martinez just misses the outlet ball there. Nice recovery. They have started to usher themselves a bit further up the pitch now, Josh. Watch all the blue jerseys. They're not sitting back as much as we saw in the opening 45 minutes. They're not necessarily pressing either. Just making Legion playing a bit more of a condensed space, what we were used to in the first half, and challenging them to play a little bit more in interchange, and there's no reason you're going to end up in the book for this one.
Eto will see his name taken by John Matto. His first season in the United States for Junior Eto. His 5th start tonight.
Poor mistake here. Look at the entire game's right in front of you. Everybody's got the perfect position. You don't need to step in. Especially as deep as Brian Wright's come back. He's just searching for the ball because he's a bit frustrated. No distribution in the opening 8 minutes. And still trying to find the 1-2 punch up top. Of course, his first partner was Rudolph Mensah. Now it's Nico Brett. Let's see if they start to tweak that shape a little bit in the midfield. Brian Wright over to the right a bit more. Bring Nico Brett out on this far left side. Not a custom left foot.
Well, Enzo Martinez grabbed the ball because he thought he got fouled. Instead, he was the one that committed the infraction at the end. Seems like we're still looking for a good flow into this game, even though we're 53 minutes in.
Josh, you may never get it. Sometimes those are the nights. You're dealing with the weather.
Midweek.
Yeah, midweek, a lot of rotation for Birmingham Legion in terms of how many games they have to get through. Weather delay, start-stop. The referee hasn't made it easy on him either. Not a poor performance by him, but a lot of whistles. There's just no rhythm.
All coming into the middle. Lapa, oh, that would have been really, really nice there from Bruno Lapa. Instead, he pings it off the scoreboard.
It looked pretty dangerous.
Lapa showing his creativity. Already 4 goals and 2 assists for the 23-year-old out of Wake Forest. For in 80 appearances, he scored 23 goals and 15 assists.
I'm telling you, that lightning was closer. That lightning was closer.
There's Joel Johnson. Now Hugh Roberts.
Yeah, me too, because that looked like it was like this.
Kasim trying to come into the middle. It's taken away by Eto. Sabella.
It's a fun little battle over here. on this near touchline between Valentin Sabella and Mikey Lopez. They've been tangling all match long. Little 1v1 action. Thompson actually pretty impressed by the lockdown defending Mikey Lopez has been able to bring to the table since transitioning to that outside back position. I asked him if that side was an area for concern. He said, listen, Mikey's a seasoned professional. He knows how to get the job done. And Bolo, even though he's transitioning to the back line, excellent vision and high IQ of the game. I'm not worried about him. Haven't really attacked it too much.
There's another challenge on Sabella, and a yellow card will be issued to Prosper Kasim.
High tempo, high pressure from the Legion, chasing here. Little turnover by Kasim, trying to make his way back. Frustration starting to boil over for the midfielder, who's been turning the ball over pretty poorly here in the second half. Little whack to the backside of Sabella. How do you do?
A yellow card has been shown to Birmingham Legion FC number 10, Prosper Kasim, in the 56th minute.
Here's Joel Johnson. Sabella just couldn't quite bring it with him. Still nothing to split these two sides through just about 57 minutes. Long ball over the top, legs getting tangled up, and the foul will go against Brian Wright.
All right, get up. Shake. Back it up a little bit, Nico.
Still a confusing ball, though, Josh, with it being knocked down into the corner. Nico Brett was just hot on his heels as well, even if he retains possession and gets around Aaron Mon. Bruno Lapa continuing play. You've got no one in the box, so you're knocking a ball away from the run of play to have people chase. It goes back to some of the decision-making we talked about where it just hasn't been as good for the Legion going forward.
Here's Armin. Sabella, he'll receive it. His cross deflected into side netting and out for another corner kick. Sabella's been causing some issues on this right side in the opening 12 minutes. An in-swinger towards the back post and headed away.
A lot of boys walking on the field right now. I get it, there's a reset on the far side. Start of the second half, but where's the intent, right? Still 0-0. Finally get yourself out from the locker room. Now's the time to kick it in gear. You want to win this game? Show a little bit of effort here and go after it. Let's turn up the pace.
I feel like if one of these teams can just find something, they might be the team that comes away with 3 points. Whether that be intensity or even a goal in the end.
We're just going to pretend like that right now.
Here's Enzo Martinez. Joel Johnson keeps it moving for Sabella. Towards the top of the box. Back for Martinez. Armin. Left-footed cross towards that back post. Looks like Cronali was in there to head it away. Brian Wright knocking it into space. It's a foot race for it. Mond will not win out. Instead, it's Nico Brett. Nico Brett to his right foot. The shot is blocked out of play.
Some ideas starting to push this game forward. Nice ball stretch up over the top, and the pace is there from Nico Brett. Great recovery by the Independents, though. 1v1 defending by Aaron Mon. Nice tackle going to ground. Really well done. Don't want to leave your feet unless you have to. Brendan Miller's got it covered as well. When they have had to go in transition, the Charlotte Independents back line, especially Roberts and Mon, have done such a good job locking down that space.
All whipped into the middle, right at Miller. And he parries it aside, out for another corner kick.
A little chuckle too, almost. A little much ado about nothing for Brandon Miller. Well, step through by Alex Cronali. Unsurprising, they're going after the 6'5" center back.
Side towards the near post. Knocked away. Lopez will try to keep it in for Asiadu now.
That's right over the field, man.
Put out for a throw-in. Thompson, his team, no matter what, at the end of the night, will still be at the top of Group G, but looking to create some space between them and the rest of the pack.
Asiadu's got to come get this ball quicker. Little touch in. You want to rotate to Bolu, that's fine. But look, you eliminate one pass there, and then you can start to transition faster.
Asiadu still coming forward. Maybe looking for a window to take a shot. Instead brings it wide for Dean, who cuts in field on his left foot. It's blocked. Dane Kelly. Maybe a chance to counter here. Gets it wide for Sabella. Enzo Martinez. Here's Ray Ortiz.
Right there, Bill. I got to come down. It's safety first, Bill. It's there. Yeah.
And there is a stoppage. And it looks like we are going back into a weather delay. The second one during the run of play and the first in this second half. So we know the drill, 30 minutes, and hopefully we'll talk to you in about that time. It's still 0-0 between Charlotte and Birmingham. We had our third weather delay of the night here in Charlotte.
Again, we are now officially inside the underbelly. As you can see, there is a 30-minute clock on the scoreboard. That clock once again expires without a lightning strike within 10 miles of the facility. We may get a leg at that point, taking 30 minutes without that lightning strike.
All right, well, we are back here in Charlotte, getting set for the final few minutes between Charlotte Independence and Birmingham Legion. Josh Eastern and Devin Kerr. We are still waiting for our camera 1 position to get into position, as we are at 62 minutes played, and we're still looking for that opening goal. So let's just get you up to speed on what happened. We had about a 36-minute delay to the start of this game. We played 36 minutes, had another weather delay, played 15 minutes, that includes stoppage time, then had a 15-minute halftime. We then played about 18 minutes, and this weather delay was maybe around 40-ish minutes. So here we go, we're still playing, and both teams still looking for that opening goal. Here's Joel Johnson. And out for a corner kick here for Charlotte. And the offside flag will go up there on Sabella. He got it right back. And out now for a free kick here for Birmingham in the defensive half. When we talked in the first half, there's just been really no rhythm to this game whatsoever. And with all the starts and stops, in a way, it kind of sums up this USL Championship season in a way. As we were talking to Mike Jeffries, just saying it's so hard to get anything going, as their schedule has been really all over the place. But they have some more games coming up in quicker succession. But then you battle fitness as well. So a whole lot of variables that both these managers have to take into consideration.
This is one as an individual, though, Josh, where that step on your own probably becomes a bit more prevalent. Frustration by the squad having trouble building out. Obviously, the elements coming into play. All it's going to take is that one special glimpse by a player. And Enzo Martinez, Dane Kelly poking his head out. Can Bruno Lapa help the likes of Nico Brett and Brian Wright put something together?
Here's Kasim. There are 3 players in the book for Birmingham in this game. Cronali, Kasim, and Mikey Lopez, who picked one up all the way in the 3rd minute. Feels like hours ago. And Eto also has one for Charlotte. Good little hesitation by Armin to find some space. We talked about the standings coming into this one. It's, of course, Birmingham at the top with, at the live standings, 14 points. Charlotte came in level with Memphis on 5 points. They were in 3rd place based on goal differential, but a win for Birmingham, and they open up a big gap as there's a big collision there. There's been a lot of conversations with tonight's referee, John Mato.
Junior Eto gets whacked here by Anderson Asiadu. There's a bit more of a welcome touch on the backside of this challenge after Asiadu just lets it escape his grasp. Ball gets away. Watch him follow through here. There it is. Knee to knee. Little push off. 100% the wrong decision. Good stuff to spot it by the refereeing crew. And true to form, Josh. 5 minutes gone. Another stoppage of play.
It's just kind of how this night has gone.
These are always hard for me as a player because of nutrition. You're kicking off at 7. Most of your team meals are probably going to be about 3 hours ahead of time, which means if you go by Eastern Standard Time, these guys ate 6.5 hours ago.
A lot of energy bars.
A lot of energy. There will be contingency plans in the locker room as well. They've always got stuff set up for, okay, quick little energy bar. Obviously, liquids are easy to digest, of course. Seadu's still not agreeing with the decision. I have to say he got this one wrong.
So he goes into the book as well. The 4th yellow card for Birmingham tonight.
A yellow card shown to Birmingham Legion FC's number 6, Anderson Acevedo, in the 68th minute.
And Roberts will put this back into play for Charlotte. Some pressure coming out of that last weather delay here for Birmingham. You can hear the explicit directions from Tom Sohn. A long diagonal ball. This is a good one for Joel Johnson. Now Enzo Martinez. Arman finds some space. Left-footed shot is blocked. This one all the way in towards the corner, and Kelly keeps it alive. Lacroix. Just not quite on the same page and put out a play.
What's better, though, 2 good sequences from Charlotte Independence. Long one over the top, too. Joel Johnson. Slight hesitation by Enzo Martinez. Wonder if he could have released it a bit sooner, but it's a good recognition by Jake Arman stepping up through the pocket. Little touch to him, puts it on the left foot, and they go again. Just sort of wonder, do they have that push in them with 20 minutes to go? As you mentioned, the succession of games starting to come much faster. And though you do have the luxury of playing at home, you are starting to pick up some opponents that aren't exactly as friendly as maybe some of the previous opposition, in the likes of the Charleston Battery. Obviously, the Legion tonight are a difficult one, but 901 FC could be a pass. But then again, right around the corner, Miami FC, North Carolina FC, Birmingham Legion. A lot of people might balk at the Miami FC comments, but I promise you, you're going to get a much more spirited, emotional squad coming out of the Miami FC with Paul Dalglish now at the helm. They've shown you glimpses. The finished product isn't there, but you could make that for a lot of teams around the league. Some of them have just been lucky enough to get a couple results here and there. Miami FC have only played a handful of games. I just realized this is their first one back. To see Tom Sohn in midseason form, even if some teams aren't.
Sort yourself out. Everything's one way.
Making sure he's heard. And that is what you get here with no fans. You hear everything that happens out there, whether for good or for bad. 20 minutes to go. Still looking for that opening goal. Will we get that tonight? Charlotte's had the best opportunities so far. Here's Mikey Lopez. He gets dragged down by Enzo Martinez. And Lapa will put this back into play for the Legion, as it looks like maybe a couple subs readying for Birmingham.
Just play short. There you go. Oh, it's not a bad idea. Mikey Lopez didn't recognize it soon enough, and the weighted ball is off as well. Frustration. Thought the quick little glimpse by Bruno Lapa, and they were on the same page.
You feel like in a game like this, it's just going to take maybe one of those special individual efforts that could get a result.
Well, the other thing you get yourself into trouble in, Josh, is you start to daydream a little bit. It almost becomes boring at times because the stoppages. And you think, okay, another one, and your mind starts to slip. Mentally have to stay focused. It is one of those tiny little moments where you turn off for a second, all of a sudden you get bit on the wrong side of it.
And Sabella just couldn't keep that in play for Joel Johnson. Independence fans, if you're looking for a place for your kids to play soccer, the Charlotte Independent Soccer Club has entry-level rec programs all the way to nationally competitive programs. Visit independencesoccer.club for all the information. It's sounding like we're going to get a couple of subs here for Birmingham momentarily. Long run down the right. Johnny Dean. He's been showing a lot of strength on the ball and off of it as well, and he wins a free kick for the Legion. Chance to bring some bodies forward here for Birmingham. Looks like Lapa and Kasim standing over it. I'll wait for those substitutions here for a few more moments. It'll be Kasim, the in-swinger, right into the middle. Pronale for Asiadu. His shot's deflected and out for a corner kick. The in-swinger towards the back post. Too tall for Cronali. Nico Brett. Here's a low drive in. And no deflection. It's out for a goal kick. And we'll get those subs now. It's going to be a triple substitution. It's going to be Ugarte, Roof, and Cervania to come on. So it'll be Kasim. He'll make way. Eli Cronali will make way.
2 for 8.
And it sounds like Bruno Lapa will also be the one to come off. So Lapa, Kasim, Cronali come off. Ugarte, Roof, and Cervania come on.
Let's see if Tom Stone's willing to gamble a little bit here and move Johnny Dean up into the midfield. Couple games past, they did rotate him in and out. Now back on the back line with Cronali, Akinyoti, and Lopez. But the fresh legs of Roof would make more sense. Moving him to the back line, and yep, there it is. Nice little switch by those two. Really like what Johnny Dean's been able to do in that wing position. See if they can change the shape of this squad as well, bringing in different reinforcements. This will flatten the midfield out, and it's already starting to do it. You're going to isolate the two up top a bit more.
Joel Johnson getting in behind his cross. Put it in the side netting, out for a goal kick. Jaden Cervania is an interesting prospect, of course, from Birmingham. His first pro season and looking to make an impact here with the Legion. Keep it moving. Here's Johnny Dean, who has moved up a little bit higher, at least here. The cross flattened out and taken by Miller.
And just watch him pinch inside a little bit, Josh. So what you had out of Cronali, he was playing more at the top of a triangle when they were trying to rotate in this diamond-like formation, 4-3-3-ish, with Lapa stepping down in, but also playing very high. That's why he can be the 3 at times and also the 4 in the middle. But Cronali was staying, for the most part, pretty closed off on the inside. Couple runs here and there. But Johnny Dean should be expected to stretch the shape a bit more on the outside. You're asking Ugarte and Asiadu to cover more ground. Watch out.
Van Oekel coming way off his line, playing sweeper keeper.
And the idea is going flat here. You're isolating the two up top and creating a bit more space. The problem is you're also opening yourself up too. So see if you can get Wright or Nico Brett just to drop back and help a little bit. Because the second that you draw this straight line right across, you invite the likes of Jake Arman and Enzo Martinez. Arman, by the way, has not given a ball away tonight. Really impressive in its consistency moving this ball forward.
Tried to slip it through there for Sabella. Ortiz gets it right back. Yeah, Arman's had a lot of space to work right in the middle of the field. Here he is again. Makes it on that left foot. Deflected shot right into the arms of Van Oekel. I feel like it could be one of those nights. A bad deflection. Luckily for Birmingham, Van Oekel was there.
They're proving a nice little combination, Jake Arman and Enzo Martinez. Really like the relationship they've developed over the past few matches, especially when they try and take advantage of the shape they're trying to employ. There's a real good look at it. Notice how flat their forget. You've got Eto just sitting underneath, and then Dane Kelly's dropping. And the problem is when they're trying to transition going the other direction, they don't have the high point. When you're asking Kelly to drop back and chase a little bit here, he's got to get some help, and now he starts to get it out of Enzo Martinez. Rotate one, step up to the left side, and just start to close off some of these lanes. Instead of these isolated efforts where it's just one lone point man up top going side to side.
Sounds like Charlotte's going to make a couple of alterations here in just a moment as well. Some fresh legs coming on for the final 10 or so minutes. And Martinez, he has to be careful of Siadou. He's on a yellow card. And there's the second yellow, and Siadou will be headed back to the locker room.
It's the right decision. 100% the right decision. Carded 11 minutes ago. You cannot take the professional foul here. Have to wonder why the ball's played initially, to be honest. Bolo Akinyote tries to go quick, but he plays him into a 3v1. If he's going to play it in, first touch has to be back. Takes Enzo Martinez down. Counter-attacking option. Well done by John Mato. Understands. Back-to-back. There you go. Right up top, Nico Brett screaming at the top. Wants this ball up over the top. I cannot blame him. Put him in a bad spot. Takes him down. 10 men with 10 to go.
Well, Charlotte was in this same situation the other day as we take a look at these substitutions brought to you by Smoothie King. This is a guy you really like, Guido Vidala. He'll come on along with Luke Hawkinson, two youngsters here for the Independents in the final 10 minutes.
Big on Luke as well, and Jake Arman, 100% passing accuracy. Kudos to you, young man. They're just looking for this to provide a bit more extension in the midfield. Enzo Martinez not having, full healthy legs under him, we'll say, with all the shifts that he's been putting in. Another one tonight. Watch him drop deep in, and you're just asking the Nashville loanee to get more involved in this attack going forward. Vidala was the heir apparent for quite some time in youth soccer.
Here's Dane Kelly using that strength, and there's goal 80! And might that be all 3 points as well for Charlotte Independence? Dane Kelly doing what he does best, scoring goals.
From your substitute, the header up over the top. Dane Kelly asking his former manager, Ian Russell, describe Dane Kelly. He said simple, gamer. Doesn't always train the best, sometimes floats in and out of matches. Can that be more apparent than what's gone on tonight? But he always recognizes the space. Check this, just drops in next to Bolo Akinyote, drops that shoulder, a glimmer of hope, and Dane Kelly provides that one look that we were asking for all night long. Not the best output, but he becomes the supreme leader of the goal scorers in the USL Championship. 80, take a bow, Dane Kelly.
Well, there it is for Dane Kelly. It's his third goal in this season, but of course it's goal number 80 in his 209th USL Championship appearance. Well, that's a big moment in this match, and it could be a big moment as well for Group G. And now it's Birmingham who will try to steal a point, at least on the road tonight. Or can Charlotte preserve this home advantage?
Josh, how about the sub? Enzo Martinez finds Hawkinson. Hawkinson header over the top. And you find the one man who in a shooting gallery can hit the target every single time. Dane Kelly. Executed to exact perfection just inside 10 minutes to go.
And we asked Mike Jeffries about Dane Kelly. He said he's just the ultimate pro. And he thinks he's kind of developing a good relationship with Enzo Martinez. And it'll be interesting to see that partnership as the season moves on. But it was Hawkinson who should be credited with the assist. He was on the field for maybe a minute or so. Here's Enzo Martinez or Joel Johnson. And all the way back for Van Oekel. Fans, if you're coming to town for a match, the Hyatt Place downtown is the perfect place to stay. Located in Uptown Charlotte, you'll find plenty of dining entertainment for your pregame and postgame festivities. Servanian towards the corner, a big shove in the back. The corner flag goes flying. And this is going to be a free kick and basically a corner kick.
Seasoned pro welcoming the young teenager to the league. And Joel Johnson, just a mistake here. He's going for the old school 50-50, lower the shoulder. Just gets stuck in behind there. Notice how he's trailing. Speed pulls up a little bit. He doesn't have to challenge either. Ball's going to end up over the end line either way.
So it's going to be a free kick. The in-swinger towards the near post. Ugarte, he'll keep it in. On the turn, here's Brian Wright. His cross into the middle and looped up over the bar and out for a corner kick. Well, Birmingham Legion, they're not going to go quietly tonight. All swung into the middle. Cronali was there, but Roberts was in front of him. And now maybe a chance for Charlotte to get out and run. And that did go out. It'll be a throw-in for Charlotte. I want to get another Smoothie King substitution. This will be the final substitution based on the 3 substitution windows that Charlotte is allowed. And if there were fans in the stands, Dane Kelly would be getting a standing ovation as he comes off. His goal is the difference so far between Charlotte and Birmingham. It's Tresor Mbuyu who will come on. He played for Orlando City B in League One last year.
Curtain call from his manager for the record breaker. Good stuff by Dane Kelly, and that is some of the stuff that Ian Russell was talking about. He just said, listen, the guy finds ways, right? Even when he's not having the best night, give him a look. Sometimes you got to go back multiple times. He had a few chances early on in this match, but the way that the tempo has gone, it's been difficult to find those looks again. Weather delays, multiple stoppages by our referee as well on the, we'll say, interesting decisions in terms of fouls. And still at this tail end of it, he finds a way to give his team one little look. But can they see it out, Josh? There's a few minutes left. This would be a massive 3 points, push them up into second.
And get over North Carolina FC. And there's another heavy challenge coming in. The whistle comes, and we'll see what the decision is. It's a free kick for Charlotte, and he's on a yellow.
That's the argument here. Mikey Lopez sitting on a yellow. I don't blame him. I'm not sure how this isn't a second one either.
Walking that tightrope is Mikey Lopez.
Just run away. That's
exactly what he did.
Just leave. Get out of there. Leave the spot immediately. Don't give the referee an opportunity for a second chance to keep you in his thoughts. Put it down and play. Got to find a way to get back in this match.
Now Charlotte looking to add on. Good move. Here's Hawkinson. Will he take this himself? He'll loft it towards the back post. He'll keep the attack alive. Here's Ray Ortiz. Well, you take out Dane Kelly and you look at the youth now up top for Charlotte. Of course, up next for Charlotte is Memphis 901 FC. That match this weekend, of course, all of them on ESPN+. That one will be brought to you by Smoothie King.
Oh, it's just class by Enzo. He's trying to hold up play here, kill this game off, recognizes they don't have to step, if not need be. Little challenge, pick the pocket, they go again. Now you got numbers.
There's Martinez, who's maybe looking for a window to shoot. Instead, he'll do the veteran move and pull it back.
Notice how deep he drops in now as well. And just keep it here if you're the Independents. Go side to side. Birmingham Legion more than willing to sit back. All 10 behind the ball. Obviously the red card by Anderson Asiadu didn't do them any favors. Only 9 minutes ago, but now they get their goal and they can pick them apart possibly at the end. Taxi.
Right into the end boards. Looked like he might have hesitated, thought he might have been offside, and Mbuyu. He couldn't quite keep it in play, and Birmingham have to play with some assertiveness now. That's not going to work. Big collision behind the ball. Play continues here for the Independents. Can they put it away? Big save, Van Oekel.
He keeps him in it. Matt Van Oekel. Alex Cronali gets himself into trouble playing out of the back. Foul as well. Little challenge on Ray Ortiz. Hawkinson, like this kid, really impressed by what he's brought to the table. Your loanee from Nashville. Kid coming out of Creighton, and he only showcased himself as a substitute so far, for the most part. A couple looks in the lineup, but still a long way to go for him.
3 minutes of stoppage time. Is that enough time for Birmingham to find an equalizer?
Well, this format that we're in, I'm pulling someone off the back line. Sorry. There's a lot of pressure coming from the Independents, but with 2.5 to go, Bolu and Cronali, that height, why not try and use it to your advantage? Akinyoti obviously more than comfortable playing in the midfield. Pull him up and allow that speed of Cervania up top to have a little fun as well. You take the risk on the back, but being in group play, you need points, Josh. Got to find a way to chase this at the tail end of it.
2 minutes to find it. It's going to be a throw in here for the Independents, and they will take their time. We thought it might just take one individual effort. It was maybe a little bit more of a team goal, but it was Dane Kelly who put the finishing touches on it. Goal number 80 for his career. And might that see Charlotte to the finish line? It'd be 4 points out of their first 2 home games of this 3-game stretch here at the Sportsplex. Mike Jeffrey saying how important it is to get points at home this season, even though there's no fans. Birmingham trying to steal at the last. Miller got himself involved, and it's out for a corner kick. 1 minute to go. And the goalkeeper has come up. Van Oekel will put it on it. Oh, it's saved by Miller. Van Oekel almost equalizing in another corner kick. He's unmarked at the back post right now. They send it in again. Van Oekel, another chance into the middle. It's there for Birmingham. It's still there, and it's in. Birmingham equalizes to death.
Can you believe it, Josh? Can you find a way in a special moment to make your impact? Mikey Lopez gets lucky a few minutes ago not to get his second yellow. Charlotte Independence pick up their goal. Number 80 for Dane Kelly. But guess who? Matt Van Oekel back to back. He knows better. He doesn't need to go to goal from this angle. Just put it in the danger area and let one of your boys run onto it. Is it a pen on the back post? Tell you what, there's a pretty good shout right here. Nico Brett goes to ground. And here's the problem. Duke Lacroix literally backs away from the play. Watch him. Look at your left back drifting out of here. You need pressure on Mikey Lopez. They don't get it. Instead, you let the visitors get out of here with a point. Well done. Throwing everybody into the box at the tail end of this thing.
Mikey Lopez gets credited with the goal. He scored 3 goals last year. It's his first goal here in 2020. And a quick sub coming on here for Birmingham, but that might just be for one kick or so. We're past the 3 minutes. How much longer do we have? Enzo Martinez finding some space. Can Charlotte win it right back? Good ball into the box. It's knocked out. It's going to be a throw-in. We're well past the allotted 3 minutes now. There can't be much time left. Moving the boards out of the way. One more long throw. Headed away, cleared away, and there's the final whistle. Well, quite a night in Charlotte, start and stop. And we end basically where we started. The points are shared in Charlotte. A chaotic end to this one, final 10 minutes. Birmingham were down to 10 men. Charlotte get the goal through that man right there, Dane Kelly, and he is tonight's man of the match, presented by Great Clips. But boy, you feel like that is 2 points lost for Charlotte tonight.
Yeah, you got to feel for him. And positive take out of this. They did gain points, Josh, so that's a good one. But Charleston Battery, Swope Park Rangers, Reno 1868, Lonia's the Richmond Kickers in 2018. After his opportunity in the MLS squad, DC United back to Indy last year, and now the Charlotte Independence. Quite the journeyman for Dane Kelly, but at each and every stop, one proved consistent. Goals in the back of the net for the Jamaican. 80, number 80 on the night for Dane Kelly, but only the 1 point.
Oh, we want to thank AccuVision Eye Care for presenting tonight's game. And, well, it was an interesting one. It kind of had it all. A bunch of weather delays. A goal to potentially win it for Charlotte, but then Birmingham come back and equalize. We'll come back to wrap it up right after this.
No matter where this summer takes you, you'll save on quality fuel getting there with 2 times the fuel points from Harris Teeter. Right now through September 1st, for every $1 you spend with your Vic card, you get 2 fuel points. Plus, for every qualified prescription or vaccine you get at our pharmacy, you get 100 fuel points. That's 2 times the fuel points. Save up to $1 per gallon on quality fuel at Harris Teeter Fuel Centers or participating BP stations all summer long with Harris Teeter Fuel Points.
Back here in Charlotte, 1-1 is the final. A chaotic finish to this one. And Charlotte get the goal through Dane Kelly, and then Birmingham Legion equalize in stoppage time. Let's take a look at tonight's save of the game. It's presented by Pepsi. And in the 37th minute, it was a big save from Brandon Miller after a giveaway at the back.
There wasn't a lot of poor play coming out of the back for Charlotte Independence, but I was beyond impressed by not only the performance from Brandon Miller and this Pepsi save of the game. Matt Van Oekel, his counterpart, did a good job as well. Bruno Lapa thinking he's got the far post picked out. Brandon Miller's got other ideas.
So that's your save of the game presented by Pepsi. Here are the full-time highlights. And on 82, it was Dane Kelly getting goal number 80.
First goal of the night for Charlotte Independence. Second assist of the career for Luke Hawkinson in his short pro debut. But number 80. That's right. I get a lot of numbers wrong, and I may not be able to count that high, but I know one thing's for sure. Dane Kelly, the great Dane, puts his team out in front. 8 minutes to go, up a man. Can they see it out? Well, spoiler alert, they couldn't. Last-ditch defending was not on display here. Instead, you get a little love from the goalkeeper, Matt Van Oekel. We saw Burner do it for St. Louis FC last weekend. Matt Van Oekel wants to have a little fun. No donuts this time around for Legion fans, but they'll take this 1 point any way they can get it, and it come from Mikey Lopez. What a good job on the back post. Look at him just fight through this. Nico Brett gets pulled down. Duke Lacroix backs off. Yeah, we'll take it. Run all the way to the big house, big man. You deserve it.
As we take a look at the full-time stats, well, Birmingham Legion had a lot more shots in that second half than the first, but what do you make of this game in the end?
Both deserved a point.
Yeah.
Simple enough. No one did enough to go win this game. Even when Charlotte Independence got their goal, you had some quality looks by the Legion in the first half. Neither team just really willing to go after it. We said wash, rinse, repeat for the Legion. You don't want to say they're lucky to get out of here, but 10 men not really producing a lot in the final 20 minutes. You got to feel a little bit for Mike Jeffries and co. The good news is neither team drop a boatload of points. You know, no one gets 3, I get that, but you keep pace. No one else in the group played tonight. Get back at it. Again, 5 games in 15 days for the Legion. They got a tough one on the weekend against North Carolina FC. And you got another group game, Charlotte Independence, Memphis 901.
That's going to be a big one for Charlotte. Well, it was a start and stop night, a couple of weather delays, and then a chaotic finish. But in the end, the points are shared between Charlotte and Birmingham in Group G. That's going to do it tonight from the Sportsplex at Matthews for our entire crew. Broadcast partner Devin Kerr. I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Charlotte, where it finishes Independence 1, Legion FC 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.